Well, hello there, everyone. I am Joan Turner, founder of the Intuitive Body and Soul, and I would like to welcome you to another TIBS TV mini chat. Okay, and this mini chat is on longevity, okay, which caught my attention because, well, I know it's hard to tell, but I'm kind of getting up there in age. I know you don't think so, but a little bit. Anyway, one of my favorite brains on the planet belongs to a young man named Tom Bilyeu. And if you've heard me say that before, it's still true right now. He's quite an amazing young man. And he has all these really amazing people on his show, which is called Impact Theory. And he has like offshoots of that, something called Health Theory. And I just totally captivated by one of the doctors that he had on his show recently, or at least I'm just seeing it recently. So I'm not sure about the date, but he had a guest on who is Dr. Peter and Atira, and he's an MD. He got his degree from Sanford, and he's done a lot of very amazing and wonderful things in his career. And right now, his practice is on longevity. So that kind of really caught my attention, not so much because I'm getting up there in age, but because a lot a lot of my family members are my age, are a little bit older, and of course there's a lot of younger ones there too. But this talk on longevity, this Dr. Peter Atira was talking about reaching, do you want to live to be 100 or even 90 or 80, whatever your personal goals are. His question was, you know, uh, do you want to live that long? I do some work at the Council on Aging, which is one of my favorite places to be. Those people are absolutely phenomenal. They do so much, they can run circles around me. But what I'm getting at is that, once we reach a certain age, and a lot of those people want to, they want to continue living. There's a woman in her 80s there, and with the pandemic and everything, she's kind of hiding in her house a little bit because she doesn't want to get sick and die. There's no other way to kind of say that or put that. But she's also a rather fragile young lady. And I mean, so all right, so we say we want to live to be 100. We want to live to be 100 years old. Do you want to live to be 80, 90, 100 if in fact you can't tie your own shoes? Cognitive ability aside, let's with all of as people get older, they seem to have a cognitive decline there. Um, and you know, do you want to be able to tie your own shoes? Do you want to be able to get up and down the stairs? Grandchildren, grandchildren, do you want to be able to get on the floor and play with them? And like I said, tie your own shoes, take care of yourself. What if I can't do that when I'm 90 years old? Do I really want to live to be 90 years old if I don't have, cognitive function, full cognitive function, if I can't tie my own shoes, if I can't play with the kids? And I think about, the kids in art class or even playing the ukulele, they are a total joy. What if I couldn't do that? I have a new grandniece that just fills you up with love. I mean, she's just the most amazing energy on the planet. She really is amazing and awesome. And what if right now I go and visit her and I get on the floor with her and we play with her toys. She has a baby grand piano that we sit on the floor, we play with and do all that kind of stuff. And we're done playing. I get up. But what if I couldn't get up? What if I'm 80, 90, 100 years, and I can't get up off the floor. I can't play with my grandniece baby and whatnot. So, do you want to live that long? Would you enjoy your life that long if at those ages if you couldn't do those things? Okay, and for me, the answer is no. And I imagine for a lot of people, the answer is probably somewhat similar. So we think about, this doctor, Peter Atira, he's talking about why, how does that happen? Do we really want to be kick butt? He didn't say butt. Do we really want to be kick butt, 100-year-old people? And if so, how do we achieve that? Now he feels, and like I said, his practice deals with longevity, and his degree is from Stanford. He does a lot of other things. He swims. He does all kinds of cool things and is very, is very active. He's I think I would guess from looking at him, he's in his 30s or 40s. However, he's thinking ahead. He's thinking ahead to when he is an older person and why do older people lose their balance? Okay. And as we get older, we seem to, if you're young, and this is an example that he gives on Tom's show, if you're young and you trip on the stairs, worst case scenario, you might break a bone, but in most cases, if you tripped on the stairs, nothing would happen to you. But now bring that to, now you're 80 or 90 and you trip on the stairs and you fall. That's a whole different story. You're probably gonna really do a lot of damage, and a lot of older folks will, they'll die from something like that. They'll fall, they'll hit the head, um, they'll have very serious consequences. And so, balance is certainly a factor. Um, but the biggest thing that Dr. Atira feels is exercise. People don't exercise enough. Some people don't exercise at all, and or they don't do the right exercises, and it really is a question of, you know, uh, do you exercise? Do you do the right exercises? So, I mean, I walk on the treadmill every day for about half an hour. Some days I really get, "Ugh," and I'll walk twice. I do have some 5-pound weights that I kind of lift every now and again. And I also have a stationary bike. Okay, so I do those things. But the only thing I do with any kind of consistency is the treadmill. All right. So, um, and the other thing that this doctor is talking about is joint load versus muscle load. And what he means by that is when you're doing your exercises, you want to exercise your muscles without actually putting, an overload on your actual joints and wearing the joints out. So the kinds of exercises that you do are important, and you should learn about what's the right kind of exercises for you, and you should be committed to doing those exercises. Like I said, when he started talking about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I get on my treadmill every day. But, but and this was kind of a rude awakening, and not a good one. It was a rude awakening. He said that, if why are you exercising? So for me, that answer was, well, I'm exercising because I want to maintain good health. I do want to be able to play with the kids, do art, get on the floor, play that, play piano. I want to do all that stuff even as I get older. And so his next question was, how much time are you devoting to that? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, at least a half hour a day, sometimes an hour. It's very defensive, and he wasn't in the room. I'm talking to myself here, trying to answer his questions. And yeah, so so I thought, okay, at least a half hour a day. So half hour a day. I usually, sometimes I take Sunday off. All right. So, but I always do at least 6 days. So 6 times 30 comes out to 3 hours a week. Now I feel lame even saying that to you because I thought I was doing so good, but when I say I only exercise 3 hours a week, now it kind of sounds like, all right, maybe you're not that serious about it, Joan. And this is exactly what he was talking about. He was talking about people. Now, if you decide, okay, I want to be at 90 years old, I want to be able to get up and down the stairs. I want to be able to carry grocery bags. I want to be able to catch my little niece when she comes running at me, and I want to be able to catch her. I want to be able to play on the floor with her, and I can fix his hair. Wait a minute. Well, maybe not. I want to be able to get on the floor with her and get up without any assistance. I want to be able to get up on my own. And so I want to do that and more at 80 and 90. Okay, so it makes sense that in order to do those things at 80 and 90, you would have to be able to do them at 50 and 60. All right. So, and right now I can do most of those things. I don't know if my niece came right at me if I'd be able to catch her without falling over. But bringing groceries up the stairs, I live in a townhouse. I have 3 floors. When I bring groceries up the stairs, I bring them up a step at a time. I go up a couple of steps, I put them on the stairs, and I go up the stairs, then I pick them up. And I'm like, okay, is that. And so if I want to be able to bring groceries up the stairs and I have a problem on the stairs, I'll lose my balance on the stairs at 80 and 90, guess what? You got to be able to do that now, like at this age. So in order to do that, you would have to commit probably to more than 3 hours a week of exercise. Yeah, this doctor actually said that people should invest close. I'm probably going to get it wrong, so don't hold me to it. But it was in the double digits, like 10 or 20 hours a week. So I'm way off. Okay. And chances are you are too. And it's something to think about. It's something we should think about. If we look ahead into the future and we want to have a certain level of health and even cognitive ability, I mean, not getting enough exercise definitely affects your brain. I am extremely interested in what's going on in my brain physically as I'm talking to you, as I'm walking on the treadmill, as I'm reading. So I'm very interested, and I do know that exercise, reading, playing word games. There are a lot of things that will help you keep your brain viable and cognitive. And your brain you should be lucid, and your brain should work perfectly right up until the day that you die and you don't need it anymore. Okay, and in most cases, that is not the case, right? Which means that we're kind of not doing what we should do, and food is a whole nother show. I am going to work on that baby because, the food we eat in America is called um, the Standard American Diet. Okay, there's an actual phrase for it, and the initials are SAD, SAD, Standard S, American A Diet, SAD, and it's truly appropriate. And that's, like I said, a whole nother show. But look into eating right, and that has a lot to do with longevity as well. And like I said, that will be a little bit longer show. So the goal here is to think about, what kind of 80, 90, 100-year-old person you want to be. Because as I say, if you can't do the things that you enjoy doing, who the heck wants to be that old? And just sit in a chair and watch TV all day, or which is not a bad idea. No, you don't want to do that. And if you do, you want it to be by choice, not because that's all that you can do. All right. When you're 80, when you're 90, when you're 100, you want to be able to tie your shoes. You want to be able to play with the kids. You want to be able to get up and down the stairs, to carry things, to do whatever. All right. So think about it. Think about what kind of old person you want to be. There are some very fit 50 and 60-year-old people, all right, that in order to maintain, they would have to, if they want to be able to be that way at 100, you need to be able to do that now. All right, so it's kind of an eye opener, very thought provoking. What kind of 100-year-old person do you want to be? And in order for you to be that person, you need to be that person now. And if you are not, and I would say again, that's the majority of us, then you need to think about, how much time are you willing to invest? I use a week as a measuring stick. You can use any measure of time that you like, okay? But, how much time are you willing to devote to ensuring a healthy future? Okay, you want to look at food, you want to look at exercise, you want to look at uh, brain function. Okay, and you don't need to be a doctor for this sort of thing, but you do have to think about what's the right kind of exercise for me. Most older people suffer because of their joints. And again, putting a great deal of weight on your joints while you're exercising actually just kind of, wears them out, will help you kind of wither away. Okay. So uh, you want to uh, most people don't do that. They don't even think that way. So the first thing you need to do is be aware. Okay. You need to be aware of where you are now and where you want to be. Okay. Because if you want to be that way at 80 and 90, you need to do it now. Right. So if you can't get up the stairs, if you can't carry your groceries up the stairs at this age, then you certainly are not going to do it at 80 and 90. Okay, so how do you learn to carry you do some strength training, train your arms, train, your back, this type of thing. Um, so look into what's right for you. Talk to your doctor. Tell them that you want to be healthy, viable, wonderful. You want to enjoy your life, okay? And in order to enjoy your life, you're going to have to you want to be able to do the things you want to do physically, emotionally, okay? So so think about it, you know move yourself ahead into the future and just kind of decide what kind of 90-year-old, kind of 100-year-old person do you want to be, okay? And then you're going to have to work on being that person now, because again, if you if you're not that person at 50 and 60 and 70, how are you going to be that person at 100? Okay. So that's your job for today. We're talking about longevity and living a meaningful, joyful life, right? Not sitting in front of the TV unless it's because you want to. Being able to, interact with your family, not only cognitively but physically. Okay, so I can't say it enough. Right? Exercise, but do the right exercise, because most people our age and even younger, they're so busy with the other parts of their life that they really kind of just, as they're getting older, they're just kind of withering away a little bit. Okay, so you need to think about that one. Think about that one and make a commitment. All right. So I've already in my head committed to 3 hours a week, which now that I listen to this very healthy doctor, realize is probably falling a little bit short of my goals. But I have to tell you, I'm probably not going to add more time to my treadmill exercise. I am going to think about um, going up and down the stairs with groceries and a few other things and make some changes. Okay, be who you want to be. You are the person who can do that. And I don't know if you remember our other mini chat about the word yet. Okay, when you add that to any statement, it gives you a great deal of power. I'm not where I want to be physically yet. Okay, so think about it. Think about who you want to be and why. Okay. And do it. Do it. Talk to your doctor. Talk to people in the know. And, if you're really good about getting up and down the stairs, but you're not really good about getting up off the floor, those are the things that you want to do. You want to strengthen those muscles. Okay, now I am not a doctor or a physical therapist. So talk to people in the know. Talk to your doctor. Say, this is what I want. How do I get there? What do you have for advice? Tell me what I should do, or hook me up with someone who does know. Okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you for joining me for this TIBS TV mini chat. I look forward to talking to you, and I also look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so if you have questions, if you have comments, anything at all, feel free. Okay, intuitivebodyandsoul@gmail.com is a awesome way to reach me, and I have a co-host whose name is Debbie, and you can reach her at that email address as well. She is a person who does energy healings. So call us. Call us if you have any questions. If we can't answer them, we'll try and find someone for you who can. Okay? Until next time we meet, have an awesomely good day. Bye for now.